Your work with the gradebook generally starts on the gradebook page where all your classes are listed. So you will come here and open up a gradebook that you want to work in. I'm going to open up a gradebook that's already in progress here, sort of a late semester typical gradebook that you might see with 4 categories in it. The first screen shows you a summary of your classes. If you have multiple periods of the same class, in this case world religions, all the students will be grouped by period. The first column shows the assigned average. That is the average that the student would receive, i.e. on their report card, or master grade sheet, or on their final transcript. The second column is a calculated average. That is to the decimal, exactly what their grade averages out to. The next column show all the averages for a particular category, just for a quick reference. You open a category either by clicking the header on that column or by tabbing through them at the top, and then you will see all the grades for that class. And so to create a new grade, you click the Create a New Grade link, and you enter in new information for that assignment. I'll just make a quick test assignment here. That abbreviation is optional. The number of points is by default 100, but that is whatever you want to weight it. If you weight your grades, that's where you would change that. The date, we generally encourage people to put the date that the assignment was actually given or collected or whatever is most appropriate. And by default, the category is assigned by whatever category you were just looking at. You can also change that if need be. Active indicates whether the grade will be both calculated into the average and displayed on the students page for students, parents, and teachers to look at. And so, for example, you might leave a grade inactive if it's going to take you a while to put some grades in. You can put all the grades in over time and then come back to the grade, change it back to active, and click Save, and it will publish all the grades for the students, and maybe you want them all to see their grades at the same time. And extra credit's just a designation. It has not much impact outside some reports and some dashboards that we provide you to help you keep missing grades straight as those grades start to collect through the semester. So click Create when you're done, and you will see a page that allows you to enter that particular assignment's grades for all your students. The comment is optional. You can type pretty much as you want here. It's generally a shorter comment. But you can continue to type past the length of that box. The grade code is also optional. It's dropped, excused, late, or incomplete, and there's a little handy tip box here. Late and incomplete assignments are included in the average, and dropped and excused assignments are not included in the average. On the grade, you can just type the grades in. There's also a feature that if all your students have pretty much the same grade, in this case, our assignment is weighted out of 20, so I would put a 20 in there. You can click this arrow, and it will copy that grade down to every student. And then you can just go back and adjust the students who did not have the same grade as everybody else. And when you click Save, as long as it's active, that grade is immediately published to students and parents and teachers, and their grade is automatically recalculated. And if you come back to the assignment category, or the gradebook category, you'll see that new assignment listed here in the last column along with that abbreviation, and you'll see that their average has been adjusted. To help sort some of these grades out when they start to collect up like this, you can optionally use this little toolbar on the side to highlight, for example, missing grades, just to help you see them easier. You can actually do a custom, for example, if you wanted to see everybody that had a 16 in it, and you can click out of that and it will highlight those grades for you. Just a little way to help make a little sense out of some of this chaos as those grade books fill up. The other thing you can do on this page, you can just double click that little box and you can enter the grade in a little pop-up. For example, this may be a late assignment. You can click Save, and then that grade is immediately entered and their grade's recalculated. And you can do that even in a box that's already got a grade. You can just come in there and edit it. Back on the home page, there's a few other options that you can change. and you'll see those listed on the right side here. Categories allows you to change your categories and weights and that information the same that you did as you first set up the gradebook. The other two, first is student options. It gives you the ability to change whether a student receives a letter grade average for the class or a numeric grade. This is set for you by default, but there may be times where you need to change that or override that, and you would work that out with your department chair or director. You can also choose whether to display the class average or not. On the student and parent views of the gradebook, you'll see a student grade alongside the grade of the class average. You can choose whether to show that or not, whether you feel that's beneficial. And the final is the drop lowest grade. This is simply a drop function that allows you to set a few parameters of which the gradebook program will then go in and drop the lowest grade for you. You simply do that by selecting the category you want to affect it. You can choose to clear drops. If you've already done a drop and you want to re-drop or adjust the drop, maybe you're doing a second drop. You wouldn't want to clear the first one, so you would change that to no if you want to do 2 or 3 lowest grades to be dropped. Or if you're starting over, you could have it clear it for you. And you can also choose what type of grades. Remember back to the grade codes that we looked at earlier. You can choose grade codes to be excluded from this drop. And then as soon as you click drop, those grades are removed, or they're not removed, they're flagged as dropped. A grade code of dropped is given to it, and then the average is recalculated. So that's about it. Just know you can always click that gradebook link to get to a list of all the classes, and from there you can open up those gradebooks and get to work.